Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Theme Hospital. I hope you're having a wonderful day because I am so excited to be playing this Bullfrog classic from 1997. I know a lot of you won't know what this game is and won't have played it, but I assure you, you are gonna love it. Today, we're gonna jump in with a custom scenario available in COLERAINE, which is a community effort to keep this game alive and working on modern systems. You do still need the original game files, so I bought this game on GOG. I actually bought it a few years ago, but I only recently remembered that I did in fact have it on there. So I installed the game, I installed COLERAINE, and I thought, hey, let's revisit one of my all-time favorite games that I played so much as a child. We're gonna jump into something that's a little bit less familiar though, if you do happen to know this game, because like I said, it is a custom scenario. Don't lose your patience as you play through 12 levels of hospital hysteria and comedic challenges. Starting at Cough a Lot, you will be introduced to the basic functionality of COLERAINE before finally progressing to the last challenge at Royal Hospital. The Ministry of Health will be monitoring you along the way, as you will be met with bizarre illnesses and a multitude of sick patients who need your attention. In the cozy town of Cough a Lot, some very ill patients are in need of medical attention. Luckily, I have been recruited by the Ministry of Health to operate a chain of hospitals in the nation. I have the job of running this quaint clinic on their behalf. To win the level, I need to cure 50 patients, have a bank balance of $25,000, treat 50% of visitors, and have a hospital worth $50,000. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much. So, this video, I should say, for those that don't know this game, isn't going to be a tutorial. I'm not going to explain every decision I'm making. I'm hoping that you can just pick up what's going on as we go along. It's not a very complicated game. It is quite funny though, so listen out for things in the background behind my commentary. There's stuff we'll read that'll be funny as well, but just be aware this isn't really a tutorial. I just want to play this game. So, we are going to begin by adding a GP's office to this little corner here. We'll get ourselves the door and the window. We'll approve that. We'll get ourselves the desk, the filing cabinet, and a little chair just there, and approve it. GP's office is done. We are going to need to employ a doctor to run that in just a little bit, but we'll not do it just yet. Let's get general diagnosis into this corner over... Oh, it doesn't actually fit. Interesting. Let's get general diagnosis into this spot here then. So that is a 5 by 5 room. That'll do the job. We'll put a door there with some windows on either side. The general diagnosis machine can go there with a screen just there. And we'll approve it. Next up, we're gonna need to get ourselves a psychiatric room, a psychiatric office where a psychiatrist can treat some patients. Again, a door in the middle with windows on either side. I know the windows don't make the most sense, but I'm doing it anyway because I can add them in and it looks kind of nice. So that's everything we're going to need for the psychiatric ward, or the psychiatric room. We will go ahead and add some extras, such as a skeleton and a bookcase. So the bookcase can go into that corner, the skeleton can go next to it, I suppose. There we go. And we're going to need to employ a psychiatrist, which is different from a doctor, and I'll explain how in just a sec. I know I said this wasn't going to be a tutorial, but apparently it is. We'll also go ahead and throw in a pharmacy to this little corner just here, where we are going to need to employ a nurse to work in just a second. So we'll throw this into that spot there. Alrighty, so that's those rooms in. I am going to just go ahead and... I think I'm technically running the game a lot slower. There are speed controls in COLERAINE. I don't know if they were in the original Theme Hospital in 1997, but there are speed controls, and I've just hit 1, which runs the game at a very, very low speed, so I think that gives me more time before the hospital actually opens. So what we'll do is we can also look at the inflation clinic, we can look at staff rooms and toilets, and what I'd actually like to do is get a staff room just here, which is going to be 5 by... Actually, let's redo that. Let's place that again. So the staff room is going to start there. Is going to be 5 by... let's do 5 by 6 on the staff room. The entrance is going to be there. I will put some windows on the front just to have it match up with everything else out there. A sofa can go there. We are going to want to buy another 3 sofas, get a pool table in there, and TV, and we can deal with radiators and all that stuff in just a second. So the pool table can go fairly central. I think that is fairly central there. Sofa can go there. We'll get one in that corner and that corner. And the TV can just go there, I suppose. So that'll do for the staff room. Next to that, I would, of course, like to add in some toilets, which is going to be another 6 by 5 room. That's 6 by 4, actually. Did I make that too? No, that's what it's supposed to be. That's fine. The perspective can throw you off a little bit. I am going to add windows to this as well, even though it is a toilet. I know it's a toilet and windows don't make sense, but they're going to have to be there. We'll add in some sinks on the wall here by the windows, but let's go ahead and buy 5 toilets. We'll buy 1 sink, and we'll just line the toilets along that wall with a sink just there. Alright, so that's another facility completed, which is good stuff. We are, of course, going to need to get ourselves a reception desk to throw into the front of this place. I'm also going to buy myself about, let's say, 25 benches. Well, 26 benches. And let's say 4 drinks machines. Let's say about 6 radiators. We'll do 4 bins. And we'll do 4 plants, and that should be fine. We can also get 4 fire extinguishers too. So, the reception desk can go, let's see. I'm gonna say just put it in front of that door. Just about, let's see, can I get it there? I can actually put it there. But I think I want to just put it about there. That'll be fine. We will need to employ a receptionist to work that, but we'll do that in a second. We'll put the drinks machines there, and yes, they do say Kit Kat on the front of them, and yes, that is a chocolate bar, and no, that's not part of the mod, that was in the base game. Let's get these benches in then. So benches can go in front of all of these facilities over here. We can also do some benches just outside the GP's office there. We'll get some benches just outside of the pharmacy as well. And I do believe I could put some benches. I don't need them outside the staff room, actually. That's probably totally fine what we have there. So let's go ahead then and get some benches in front of the reception area. And to do that, I'm just gonna sort of line this area kind of like this. Yeah, we can't actually put one there to block off that area. That's a bit of a shame. What we can do though is I'll skip to the radiators and start putting these in, because I have some designs in mind for the various benches throughout the hospital. So we'll just get the radiators in, get the fire extinguishers into all of the rooms as well, just like so. We can get the bins in here too, just like so. I'm gonna just sort of hide that one, put one there. And then the plants can go into some of the corners just here and there. We don't need plants in every single room, so that'll do. We'll cancel that and let's just go ahead and start moving some benches. So I want to put that bench there. I want to put that bench there. And I want to move this one. I can't actually block off that space at all. It will not let me do that, so that's going to have to be, well, as it is. So let's do this instead, where we sort of... Let's see, does this... If I do that, and I move this one and face it that way, I can't actually have that face that way, which is a little bit disappointing, to be honest. So put it there instead, move these ones back a little bit, and we have this space in the middle. Like I said, I can't do that, so what I will do is just buy a bunch more benches, so just get, 12 of them, why not? And just sort of make these little patterns open with that middle section. Just like that. And, I mean, I could easily add in more. I could add one there. But I'll not bother. Let's see. I think that's probably fine as is. I would say that's probably fine the way it is. I could, I suppose, add a couple there, though. Which I don't really think would hurt. So... yeah, let's just do this. Kind of like that. Actually, you know what? I don't like that. That actually looks terrible. Let's not get carried away, shall we? Let's just do what we have with the, I think this is, yeah, 12 benches done here. We don't need more than 12, to be honest. There's not going to be that many people in this first scenario anyway, so that should be fine. And, yeah, that'll do. What I want to do with this, though, is I want to go and get 4 plants and do some plants in those spaces like that. So it just looks nice, you know? It does, I think, look kind of nice. Now let's go and hire some staff. We're going to need to get ourselves some doctors. This can be our GP, who is moving very slowly because the game is running very slowly. We're going to need someone to work in general diagnosis. We are going to need a psychiatrist to work in the psychiatry ward, which is... there isn't one available. Ah, well, that's a problem. We're going to have to wait a little bit to get one of those. Because if you have a look here, what you'll see is this is qualifications. So, for example, this guy's a surgeon. If there's a book in here, that means he's a psychiatrist. Unfortunately, there isn't one available, so we're just going to have to wait until there is one. We'll go ahead and get the receptionist there. And we're also going to need to get ourselves a couple of handymen. So we'll just get me 2 of those and speed up the game. There we go. So this is about the speed the game is supposed to run, I think. And yeah, I guess we just have to wait until we have someone that can work as a psychiatrist, because there certainly isn't one. Let's just open the hospital a little bit early. Well, I say open it early, let's be honest. I did just slow down the game to give me as much time as I really needed, but that's fine. We'll not worry too much about it. Still no one available in here. I don't know when this resets, because every now and then it will reset and give you new doctors and all that are looking for jobs. I guess once we see 8 and 3 on nurses and handymen, we'll know that the whole thing has reset, but we'll just wait a little while for that to happen. Now this guy needs to go to psychiatry, which is actually a problem because we still don't have that. Oh, hello. You are a psychiatrist. There we go. Beautiful stuff. So before we get any further into this, I have slowed the game down a bunch more again because I want to go to here and say that staff will not leave rooms. And that's important because we have a psychiatrist. So basically, what can happen is, say our GP and our psychiatrist, let's say our psychiatrist goes ahead and goes to the staff room. A minute later, the GP goes to the staff room, and then someone knocks the GP's door while he's in here. What's going to happen is the receptionist will be like, yo, we need a GP. And then the psychiatrist will probably prioritize, and often does prioritize, going to the room where he's needed the most, which will be the GP's office. And then the guy that was the GP can't work in psychiatry because he's not qualified to do so. So what that toggle does is basically stops doctors and nurses from going to a different facility. Now, if we look down here, we have discovered broken wind caused by using gymnasium treadmills after a meal. The symptoms include upsetting the people directly behind the patient, and the cure is a heavy mixture of special watery atoms, which is drunk rapidly in the pharmacy. We also have discovered the squits, which is caused by eating pizza found under the cooker, and you can probably guess the symptoms. The cure is a gluttonous mix of stringy pharmaceutical chemicals, which will solidify the patient's innards. That sounds about right. That's disgusting. Oh man, I love this game so much. It's an interesting one. It really is. I'm also realizing we haven't yet got the most iconic facility in this game, which is the inflation clinic. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add that up here. So we'll just get the inflation thing there, and we'll also get ourselves radiator, plant, bin, fire extinguisher. We'll throw the fire extinguisher just there. We'll throw the radiator just there. Plant and bin. Alrighty, so the inflation clinic lets us deal with something called bloaty head. And I'm not joking, it is actually called bloaty head. Patients have inflated heads, they pop it, and then they inflate the head back to the right size. Again, I'm not joking, that is actually what it is. It's a wee bit silly. It is a wee bit silly, and I love it. I love this game for it. Bloody Head is one of the best things that this game brought to the table in terms of medicine, because it is obviously an accurate game in terms of medicine. So we've discovered infectious laughter, which is caused by classic situational comedy. The symptoms include helplessly chortling and repetition of unfunny catchphrases, and the cure is a qualified psychiatrist must remind the patient how serious this condition is. That's accurate. I would say that's fair. I would certainly say that's it's probably fair. Let's go ahead and get another treatment thing in here. We don't have a ward yet, so we'll get me one of those. We'll make this a nice big room as well. We'll go for like that size, I guess. Proper big. Well, it doesn't need to be that big. We'll go for like that size for a ward, and we'll get the door for this just to be. Or I can get the door right in the corner there. We'll not bother with, well, actually we will. We'll put some windows there. And we're going to need to put a desk just in that spot. I want to put a bed in that spot. And I would like to get another... Oh, he's left, that handyman. He must have wanted a pay rise and I didn't pay attention to it. We'll deal with this alert in a second. This is a VIP wanting to visit the hospital. But what I want to do is get... say 6 more beds, a bin, another desk, a plant, a radiator, and a fire extinguisher. So that bed can go there. That bed can go there. That one can go there, and we can get another one. We can't get another one there. We can get one just there, though. And then we're going to want to get the other desk in here, which can go in that spot. We'll get a plant just in the corner. We'll get a bin just next to that desk. We'll get a radiator just in there, and a fire extinguisher just in there. And that will, honestly, well, I guess I could get a bed there. Might as well. There we go. So that'll do for the ward. And for the ward, we are going to need to get 2 nurses, which is kind of useful. So we'll get 1, and we'll get 2. That is, yeah, that's the nurse. There we go. So they're going to work in the ward, both of them at the same time, which means that it's much less likely to not have a member of staff operating it. Let's go ahead and get a few benches to put outside this as well, just in case there's not a member of staff working the ward, in which case people can sit outside and wait for that member of staff to get back. There we go. Not bad. Now here's a question. Where is the heat map for this place? That is actually the heat map, and the ward is actually a little bit cold, which is a bit of a shame. So let's get ourselves another radiator for the ward. We'll go ahead and throw it in there, and that should keep it nice and warm. That'll keep everyone nice and happy. Let's see. Nurse required in pharmacy. That's fine. The basement boiler's gone haywire. Radiators are stuck at maximum. That's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Let's get another handyman there. The boiler and radiators are working normally again. Beautiful stuff. I can't help but notice, though, that money is a little bit low down here. My balance is only $7,000. Fortunately, that's going up a little bit. So I don't think we'll need to worry about it for too much longer. We can, of course, have a look at our goals, which, yeah, $25,000. We are not quite there. We need to treat 50% of our patients. We've treated 100% of them. We need to cure 50 people. We've so far cured 10, and we need a hospital worth $50,000. So far, it's worth $57,575. So that's fine. People are generally happy. We could maybe use more drinks machines, and the warmth level of the hospital is not quite ideal. Let's maybe look into getting a couple more radiators then. We'll go for one there. And we'll go for one there. And that'll hopefully keep people a little bit warmer. I could, of course, go in here somewhere. Yeah, I can bring the radiator temperature up a little bit, which should certainly help. Obviously, I'm not going to heat up the entire hospital. That would be a little bit silly, but that should certainly help. Oh, someone's been sick. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And there's a bit of... Oh, the heat is... Oh, the basement thing's gone mental. That's fine. I thought the excessive heat warning was from me turning up the heat and turning up the radiators, but nope, that's fine. Currently at $11,000. There are more and more people coming in here. And eventually we are going to wind up in a situation where we're probably going to want to get another GP's office. That usually happens. There's already a couple of people sat outside this one, but I don't think we need to worry too much. We can worry when we can worry when there's a lot of people sat outside that office, because there aren't at the moment. So I'm not too concerned. A couple more people coming in there, that's fine. Actually, that's a fair few people, but they are getting through the GP pretty quickly. There's a guy coming in there with bloaty head. Yeah, I don't think I'm too worried. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, now we're getting to the point where we're going to want to get that extra GP's office. Just to be sure. We do have a VIP here. King Bernard of the Netherlands has expressed a wish to visit. Let's extend an invite. And let's get another GP's office then. We'll go ahead and throw it into, I'm going to say this space over here, honestly. That's a bit big, though. That's maybe a wee bit too big. I guess we could throw just another GP's office into that corner opposite the other one. I guess that wouldn't hurt, but I kind of want to just keep everything on this side of the hospital at the moment. So let's do GP's office. I could just block off all of that if I wanted to. Not that I necessarily want to, but I could. I absolutely could. Let's just throw the GP's office there. And we'll do door, window, we'll get that done. We'll get the desk in there, filing cabinet, and the chair. We're also going to want to get a, let's close this. That's just the ratings for the year. Radiator, plant bin, we'll not worry about fire extinguisher. Close that up. Oh, I can't close that up, seriously? I also can't see the place. Okay, forget it. Confirm the room, close that. We are going to want to get another doctor for that GP's office. That's a surgeon. We don't really want to get him since we don't need that qualification. So there we go. That GP's office is now functioning. We are going to want to get that radiator. We're going to want to get a plant and probably a bin too. So radiator, bin, plant, and then some benches are probably going to be useful as well. So let's just do 6 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and that should greatly help us. We're up to $32,309. We have a lot of people in here at the moment, an awful lot of people in here at the moment, but they can all go to because we have 2 GP's offices. What can happen is people are gonna be sent to various facilities a lot quicker, which is what we want. So, you know, you've got people that are going to go to one GP's office and go to psychiatry, and then the other GP is simultaneously sending someone to the pharmacy. It's good. Although it does seem like a lot of people need to go to psychiatry, which is a bit worrying because these guys aren't going to be... They're not going to be all that patient. That's... Oh, wow, that was... That was technically a joke, right? They're not being patient. Because, I mean, they are a bit. They're literally being... Yeah, that could have been a joke if I thought about what I was saying before I said it. Could have been. But it wasn't, because I didn't think about what I was saying before I said it. Let's not worry about that anyway. I do think, though, we have pretty much placed everything at this point. We've cured 36 patients of 50. We're at $37,000. We need to be above 25. So I think the last criteria is just going to be curing patients, which is just a waiting game at this point. Which is fine by me. I mean, we just got $802 from psychiatry. We're getting 110 from GPs. If I slow down the game, what I can do is go into one of these charts somewhere. I think it's this one. Yep. And I can up the price of all of our treatments. So we're going to go up to 105%, 105, 105, that's 104. And yeah, we're just going to knock the price of everything up a little bit so that we can make a little bit more money. Because we're only charging 100% of the treatment charge, which, don't get me wrong, I think that's a fine price. I should also mention that I'm in the UK and the idea of paying for your treatment is a little bit strange to me. But... You know, we'll up the treatment prices there. We'll get ourselves a little bit more money a little bit more quickly. And fairly soon, we should be in a situation where we are done with the first level of this custom campaign, which I think is pretty cool. Quick question though, do we have... Yeah, we still have 2 handymen. I wasn't quite sure because this other one was away off this way for some reason. The handymen I find are the most likely to complain about something. They're the most likely to demand, you know, some huge pay rise every time. So it does seem like they're happy enough with their job, which is beautiful. 41,000, 43,000, just got $1,382 from the pharmacy. Jeez, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Both of my ward nurses have just gone off to the staff room. That's not quite why I had 2 of them, I'm gonna be honest. 49 patients cured. One more patient. I think we just got it. I think we just got our last patient. If I have a look at the chart, yeah, we're done. We're done. We just have to wait for the thing that's like, yo, you've done it. Congratulations. And that should come up, I think, down here in a moment, which will be beautiful stuff. Doctor required in GP's office over here. I mean, you could have just gone to that GP's office, mate, but apparently you're not interested in making the trek, not interested in making the commute, so fair enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Let's have a look. So we have done all of this, yeah? We're 100% on win criteria. All right, let's speed up the game so the little notification comes up a bit sooner. Should be here soon, I hope. Not quite sure why it isn't, gonna be honest. It's usually there. Can I click on this? What is this? Ah, that's the loan and all that stuff, isn't it? So I can take loans, I can see my hospital value, I can see all that stuff. And there we go! Dear Conflict Nerd, good work! The Ministry of Health thinks that you have done extremely well in handling your first hospital, but now a managerial position has opened at a new location. Would you be interested in running Holby Hospital? Well, ladies and gentlemen, would I be interested in running Holby Hospital? Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more Theme Hospital on the channel. But for today, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you kind of for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. Don't forget to share it on social media. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.